Pegasus, the winged horse. Long, long ago, there lived the fiercest monster imaginable, called the Chimera. He had 3 heads, each of them different, and could breathe fire from all 3 mouths at once. One head was shaped like a goat, one like a lion, and the third was in the form of a serpent. All might have been well if the monster had lived quietly in the mountains. But he was forever coming down into the cities and villages, eating people, destroying buildings, and burning up crops in the farms. No one could get near to kill him, and it looked as though the whole of the country would be destroyed by the Chimera. The king of the land offered a great reward to anyone who would rid him of the Chimera. There was a young man called Bellerophon who wanted to prove his bravery. And so he called forward. He had an idea that if he could attack the monster from the air, he might have a chance of winning. One night in a dream, Athene, the goddess of wisdom, came to Bellerophon and told him about Pegasus, the winged horse of the gods, of the fountain where the horse liked to drink, and where he might find a golden bridle which would help him tame the horse. After a long journey, Bellerophon reached the fountain and found the bridle of gold. He hid until Pegasus came to drink, then crept up and slipped the bridle over the horse's neck. Pegasus, who had never been touched by a man before, jumped away, and as he did so, Bellerophon leapt onto his back. A great struggle then took place between them, for Pegasus tried every trick he knew to throw Bellerophon. He soared up into the sky, he twisted, bucked, reared, spun round. Somehow Bellerophon hung on, and at last he was able to get the bit into Pegasus' mouth. Soon after this, Pegasus gave in and came to rest on the ground, his sides heaving with exhaustion. Bellerophon explained to the beautiful white winged horse why he had captured him, and how he needed his help to save the kingdom from the fire-eating monster. As he spoke, he saw that there were tears in the horse's eyes, and said, "I cannot do this to you. It is no quarrel of yours. You shall go free, and I must find some other way to win this victory." He took off the bridle and watched Pegasus soar into the sky. In a few minutes, just as he was about to start his journey home, he felt a gentle nuzzle by his arm. To Bellerophon's delight, the horse had returned of his own free will. For many days they trained together, so that they would have the best possible chance against the Chimera. At last the day came. Bellerophon took out his finest armour, sharpened his sword, and flew off on Pegasus' back to see the monster. The Chimera was outside his cave, preparing to raid another village. Before he knew what was happening, and without hearing more than a faint whir in the air above him, he felt an agonising blow. Bellerophon had chopped off one of his heads. It was the goat's head, and it lay in the dust, while the monster roared with pain and lashed his tail with rage. Smoke and flames shot out in every direction as he tried to hit his attacker. Hidden by the smoke, Pegasus and Bellerophon were able to swoop down on him, and in a flash the sword swept through another neck, and this time the lion's head rolled in the dust. The monster was wild and savage with pain and anger. He hurled himself at his attackers and clung to Pegasus with his huge scaly claws. As the horse rode into the air, Bellerophon thought they would surely die. The heat from the flames was terrible, and the serpent's head was only inches from his own. But the horse never wavered, soaring higher and higher into the air. As the serpent's head stretched out to strike, Bellerophon saw a weak spot under its neck and drove his sword in with all his strength. The Chimera gave a ghastly scream. His hold on Pegasus loosened, and he tumbled backward in a shower of sparks. He crashed to the ground, burning as he went. Bellerophon became a great hero, and so did the winged horse. They had another adventure together, but when Bellerophon tried to fly to heaven with Pegasus, he was thrown. Some people said that Zeus, the king of the gods, was jealous and sent an insect to tickle Pegasus and make him throw his rider. Pegasus went on flying up to heaven, where he was changed into a group of stars, which you may see shining in the sky on a clear night.